Sound of someone starting a car down the street. Ethan woke up around 6:30 a.m., earlier than usual, because his daughter Lily had already climbed into bed beside him and was whispering, asking if Santa had come yet. The house smelled faintly of pine and coffee from the night before. His wife Marissa was still asleep. It felt normal, comfortable, safe. That's why the box on the porch didn't register as strange at first. After breakfast, Ethan stepped outside to grab the newspaper. Sitting right in front of the door was a medium-sized cardboard box, neatly taped, no shipping label, just a red bow on top, no name, no return address. Marissa assumed it was from one of Ethan's co-workers. Lily was already excited, bouncing in place, convinced Santa had forgotten something the night before. Ethan hesitated for just a second. He didn't remember ordering anything, but it was Christmas. People dropped gifts off all the time. He brought it inside. The box was heavier than it looked. Inside, wrapped in layers of tissue paper, was a small wooden chest, old, scratched, the kind you'd expect to see at a flea market. On top of it sat a folded piece of paper. It had Ethan's full name written on it, not printed, handwritten. Inside the chest were photographs, dozens of them. Photos of their house, taken from the street, from across the road, from between trees. Photos of Marissa carrying groceries, Lily riding her bike, Ethan unlocking the front door after work. Some of the photos were recent, others were dated. On the bottom of the pile was a photo taken inside their house, their living room, taken through the hallway mirror. Marissa dropped the photos when she realized what she was holding. They called the police immediately. Officers arrived within 15 minutes. They searched the property, the woods behind the house, the nearby streets. No footprints in the frost. No neighbors saw anything unusual. The box had no fingerprints. But there was one detail that bothered the officers. One of the photos showed the inside of Lily's bedroom, taken at night, with the Christmas tree lights reflecting in the window. That photo had been taken after midnight, while they were all asleep. The case went cold within weeks. But Ethan still thinks about one thing. Whoever left that box didn't break in. They didn't rush. They waited for Christmas morning, because they wanted the family together when they opened it. The Christmas shift, no one talks about. Midwest, Emergency Dispatch Center. Not many people want to work on Christmas Day. That's why most of the staff at the County 911 Center had seniority exemptions, which meant the night shift was usually left to newer dispatchers. Emily was one of them. She came in at 11 p.m. on December 24th and expected a quiet night. Domestic disputes, maybe a drunk driver or two. That was normal. The call came in at 2:17 a.m. No address displayed, just an open line. Emily followed protocol. 911, what's your emergency? At first, she heard nothing, then a faint sound like fabric rubbing against a microphone. Breathing, controlled, not panicked. She asked again. A man spoke softly. Is it still Christmas? Emily paused. Yes, sir. Are you safe right now? There was a long silence. Then he said, good. The line disconnected. They traced the call. It came from a payphone, one that hadn't been active in years, supposedly decommissioned. At 3:02 a.m., the same number called again. This time, the man didn't wait for her to speak. I told her I'd bring her home for Christmas, he said. Emily's stomach tightened. Who are you talking about? My wife. The call ended. Police were dispatched to the payphone location, an abandoned strip mall parking lot. They found the phone ripped off its mount. No sign of anyone. At 5:41 a.m., the final call came in. Same number. Emily answered with shaking hands. The man's voice sounded closer now, calmer. She's here, he said. Merry Christmas. Police later found a woman's body less than half a mile from the dispatch center. She had been missing for 3 weeks. The payphone was never repaired. And to this day, no one volunteers for Christmas night shift at that center, because that phone number still appears in the system every December 25th. The cabin had been in Jake's family for decades. No internet, no cell service, just a wood stove, old furniture, and snow so deep it swallowed sound. Jake went up there alone on Christmas Day after a rough divorce. He told friends he wanted silence, time to think. The road was barely plowed. He arrived just before sunset. Everything looked untouched. No footprints, no lights. Inside, the cabin was exactly how he remembered it. Except the firewood stack was smaller. Jake assumed his uncle had been there earlier in the season. That night, the wind howled, the cabin creaked, normal mountain sounds. Around midnight, Jake heard a noise from the kitchen, a soft scrape, like a chair being moved. He told himself it was the wood settling. Then he smelled food, something warm, meat. He didn't own any fresh food. Everything he brought was canned. The smell came again, from the stove. Jake stepped into the hallway. The kitchen light was on. He hadn't turned it on. The stove was warm, and on the table was the plate, with fresh food, still steaming. Jake backed out slowly and locked himself in the bedroom. He stayed there until morning. When he finally opened the door, the plate was gone. So was more firewood. Outside, leading away from the cabin, were footprints, barefoot, going into the woods. No prints coming back. Search teams never found anyone. But locals told Jake something later. People sometimes used empty cabins in winter, quietly, without asking. And Christmas was the easiest night, because no one expected to be alone.